Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN1693, and this is an update to episode 58 that I did in September of 2025. This is a 2016 083, which is ultra white with LA20 black interior. For sale on Facebook in the groups in Alabama with 32,000 miles for $58,000. Production statistics: 648 out of the 2,347 cars for the US 49 were ultra white. 266 of those had LA20 black interior. Second most common color combination. White with red is the most common. White with black is the second most common. For 2016, 372 out of the 1,417 cars were ultra white. Of those 372, 148 had LA20 black interior. So this car is one of 148 at its rarest, pretty common in the GSF world. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. So Carfax now shows it as a 4-owner, no accident car. Epic VIN shows it as a 2-owner, no accident car, which I don't think is correct. And AutoCheck shows it as a 6-owner, no accident car. And I'm not 100% sure exactly, so I'm gonna go with about 5 owners, but it had some short-term ownership in there that may have been misinterpreted by these algorithms, where instead of them moving the car, it reports it as another owner. So I have seen that quite a bit on Carfax, but it looks like somewhere between a 4- and 6-owner car. Previous sales. So look at the previous video for all the original sales info, but just know that the current owner acquired it when it was for sale in September of 2025. That's what the original video was about. It was for sale for $53,000 with 31,000 miles. So the owner may have gotten it even less than that, but $53,000 was the original asking price with 31,000 miles when it was for sale in Florida. And so now it has about 32,000, and the price has gone up a little bit more. However, the market has also gone up a little too, so I'm not surprised to see that. I don't think the owner is flipping it. The owner said that he bought it to replace a 4Runner that was totaled, and he really misses his 4Runner, so he wants to go back to it. So now onto the photos. When this car was for sale in Florida in September 2025, they noted that it had a mid-pipe and it has an oil air separator, RR Racing. You know, no issues, anything there. It came with stainless steel braided brake lines, but they were not installed. Doesn't say further about whether that's installed now or not. But really, I don't see any difference, except for now it has a small impact to the front, right? Like the most expensive possible spot you can have an impact on these cars. It hit the lower grille and the grille surround. So the grille surround, if you're really anal about it, want to replace it, the grille surround, that chrome piece, is about $700 at Bell Lexus. But we know what the grille costs. The lower grille assembly is $12,000, and obviously you don't want to spend that much to replace this. You can get that carbon fiber piece refinished for a couple $100 at SMA Fabrication. Maybe the damage on the grille surround will buff out, or you do nothing about it, you know. But that's the only difference between what I saw last time versus what I see now. But the car it presents like a 32,000 mile car. It's phenomenally clean. I don't see any issues with the carbon fiber. It really looks very clean. And so it is a premium price for a premium car in a market with a exceptionally high demand and a very low supply. So as far as the price goes, is $58,000 justified? To me, it feels a little bit high, but the guy says $58,000 or best offer. Just don't come at me with $45,000 offers. So, you know, I think that if you got it in the mid to low 50s, kind of where he paid, you know, $53,000, that's not unreasonable for a 32,000 mile car that's clean. It has a bunch of owners on it, but you know, that's not really concerning as long as it's been serviced. So we'll jump into that here in a minute. But I think that it's priced a little bit high, but since it's negotiable, not out of the ballpark. So now into the service history. There's not a lot of dealer services, but again, this car doesn't have a lot of miles either. The first entry of note, and I talked about this in the other video, but I'm just gonna go through it real quick. May of 2018, JLB recall was done, high pressure fuel pumps. July of 2019, certified pre-owned prep. They repainted the front and rear bumpers, pretty common to see, and 3 of the 4 wheels were refinished, also pretty common to see for CPO prep. October of 2019, the low pressure fuel pump was reprogrammed. That's the humming or buzzing you get in the back seats. It affected all of the 16s and some of the 17s, but the 16s were covered. March of 2020, the KLG 19LE05, or the GPS update, that was done. So that's basically if you're on the main road, it shows you off on the side. That was done and corrected on this car. So that's another common issue. July of 2023, 17,000 miles. The rear brake sensors were causing the low brake wear indicator to come on, and they checked the pads, 7 millimeters, so they just replaced the sensors and sent it on its way. January of 2026, 31,000 miles, which is also the last service, just an oil change. So again, what's not done? Carbon fiber is all original, and so it's not delaminating currently, but it definitely will in the future, and especially if you take this car to a cold climate. But front lower control arm bushings, kind of look at the insides of the front tires, look at tire age, especially on a car with low miles like this that's now 10 years old. The valley plate. Valley plate is heat cycles and time. It's not necessarily mileage. So, you know, it could be leaking. It probably isn't, but it could be. And so do a pre-purchase inspection on this car and have a mechanical inspection done. Put a scope down underneath the valley plate or underneath the intake manifold and see if you can see any pink crusty coolant. If you're doing it yourself, you can buy a cheap scope on Amazon. I've got a link in the video description, and all you have to do, take off the upper intake, or take off the upper engine cover, just pulls right off. And right above where the oil cap is, you can put the scope down right there, and that should give you pretty good access to a lot of where it would usually leak. This car has not had the servo sweep done for the HVAC servos. So if you're gonna go test drive this car, make sure it's fully up to temperature. So the little blue triangles on the dash, make sure they're right in the middle. Set one side to hot, one side to max cold. Cycle through everything, the recirc, the feet, the head, the rear, and then switch sides. Make sure everything responds. If it doesn't, you can do the servo sweep. Lexus will charge you an hour of labor to do that. They'll grease the actuator rods next to them. And if that doesn't fix it, then you have to start replacing servos. But there will be stored codes if any of them are acting up. So it'll start with a B. It's like a B 1441, 1442, 1443, and so on. And so if you have stored codes, just know that you've got a servo acting up. So that would be something that with the mechanical inspection, you're looking at these cars, it would be something that would show up with a good scanner. But that's really it. It's pretty well ready to go. You know, when you're paying a premium price for these cars, you pretty much have to expect that they're ready. So other than the little bit of damage on the front, this car's ready to go. Things I may get the diff service, the transmission service, you know, just from age. The fluids in this car are 10 years old. Get the coolant done too, the brake fluid, things like that. But it's pretty much ready to go. So if you can get this car a little bit cheaper than the asking price, I think you're gonna do all right. And it will definitely be one that's gonna hold its value if you keep the miles low. But if you are gonna jump in and drive it and put miles on it, just know that these cars are very mileage sensitive under about 70 or 80,000 miles. When they get above that, it really doesn't matter. But below that, the market is very sensitive to the mileage on these cars, especially on the 16, 17s, the early ones. But for me, get it a little cheaper and I think you'll be good to go. So 1693 update to episode 58. Thanks again for watching, guys. Link to the original video is in the video description, as is the info about a scope if you're gonna do a valley plate inspection. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.